to yoga, everyone. I'm Luanne, and I'm going to lead you through a simple yoga class this morning. So please take a comfortable seated position on your mat. And this is going to be a pretty simple class this morning. I'm thinking that many of you have probably been a little bit tight sitting around or being stuck indoors, so it's just going to be a gentle stretch. So come to a comfortable seated position and sit up nice and straight and tall. Maybe roll your shoulders up and back and down. You can rest your hands, palms up on your knees or palms down, or nest them together. Maybe touch the fingers, the thumbs together. And just sit up nice and tall and take a moment to look around you. Notice 5 things in the area that you're seated that you can put a name to. This is part of a simple grounding exercise. So when you get overwhelmed, or if you get overwhelmed, notice the breath, connect with the breath, and notice 5 things that you can identify in your surroundings. Notice some of the sounds you hear. See if you can identify 4 different sounds that might be occurring in your environment at this moment. And if it's comfortable for you to close your eyes, perhaps you want to try that and tune in to any sounds that might be in your area at this moment. Notice any sense that you might be able to identify. Can you identify any particular taste for you right at this moment? And lastly, try to identify 3 different things that you can feel. Perhaps the texture of your mat, or the texture of a piece of clothing or jewelry that you have on your skin. And when we can connect to ourselves and our environment in this way with all of our senses, it can help to steady and ground us. With your eyes closed, reach up nice and tall to the ceiling with the crown of your head. Imagine the sits bones have roots coming out the bottom, moving through the floor into the earth, anchoring you and securing you. And simply take a few moments to notice where you are with the breath. Notice, without any judgment, if your breathing is shallow or short, or perhaps smooth and rhythmic. And placing your left hand right at your navel area, allow yourself to feel the belly and abdominal area expand when you take a nice deep breath in. Take a deep breath in through the nose, feeling the body expand. And then as you exhale, exhale through your mouth, as if you're blowing out a candle. Leave the rest of the body still. And just take a few slow, deep cleansing breaths in this manner. Focus on slowing down the breath and deepening the breath. Emphasizing that exhale. And tuning in to what the air feels like as it enters and leaves your body. If it's helpful for you to close your eyes and tune inward a little bit easier with this breathing, you can tune out any external stimuli. Allow the rest of the body to remain relaxed, connected, and grounded. And continue with this slow, deep breathing for a few moments. And place your right hand on the area of your chest where you might be able to feel the rhythm of your heartbeat. tuning into the rhythm of our breath and our heartbeat, centering and grounding ourselves can be done in just a few moments. Feel free to do this at any time throughout your day, getting into the practice so that your mind and body can easily slide into relaxation and feeling grounded anytime you need to, just by taking a few moments to do this part of the class. With your next exhale, relax the palms to the tops of the knees, palms up, the hands. And take a nice deep breath in, raise the arms overhead. Reaching up nice and high, the palms come together. And before you exhale, stretch a little bit up towards the ceiling. And when you're ready to exhale, turn the palms away, reaching out as far as you can, bringing the palms to touch slightly down to the mat. Move along according to your own pace of breathing here. Inhaling, the arms go up, stretching up a little bit. Exhaling, the hands push away as they move back down to the mat. Feel free to add your own music at home. Usually we have music in yoga. Some people like to do it with music. Some people prefer the silence, whatever your preference. The next time your hands are on the mat, leave the left hand on the mat. Reach just the right arm up as you breathe in. Looking at that right hand, feel the gentle stretch in the right side of the body, leaving the right hip anchored to the mat. Exhaling, coming straight back up and moving to the opposite side. Inhaling, the left arm goes up. Feeling the stretch on the left side of the body, making sure that left hip remains anchored into the mat. And exhaling back down. Simple movements, gentle movements from side to side, according to your own pace. Make sure that top arm is open, open the heart, so that you're not caving inward. Getting that nice, easy stretch. Always remember to honor your own body. Doing what feels right and best for you in yoga. Yoga should never involve any pain. In yoga, we want to move gently and easily to find our edge. What do I mean by my edge? Where do I feel that stretch starting to really become a lot of work? Where does it start to really feel a little uncomfortable? Approach that edge compassionately. Get familiar with it. Slide into a comfortable position that feels right for you. And rest in the area of your edge that feels good for you. Sometimes we remain in a position for a while so we can extend a little deeper. Let's try that out. The next time you raise your right hand over, hang out here for a while. Approach your edge. Open that top shoulder. Maybe take a breath in. And we never hold our breath in yoga. Breathe smoothly and evenly and deeply. And maybe on that exhale, maybe I can just deepen that stretch a little bit more. Inhale, come back in. Exhale, the arm back down to the mat. Let's try this to the other side. Inhaling, reaching up. Approaching that edge nice and easy. Continuing to breathe there. Maybe deepening that stretch on the exhale. And then exhaling and coming back to center. Let's place our hands on our knees and just begin a gentle rotation of the spine around the head. Keeping both hips anchored to the mat. Head and neck stay in line here. And if you notice, you might just use your elbows to push and rotate. This should feel good through the lower spine. Anything in yoga that starts to hurt your joints or your body, that feels painful, back off of it. And slide into a position that feels right for you. One more in this direction. And then let's reverse. See if you can coordinate your breath with this simple movement. Exhaling on the downswing, inhaling on the upswing. In yoga, we try to coordinate our breath with the movement. Helps fuel the body through the asanas, the poses. Can help move us a little bit beyond our edge, if that's what we're looking to do. This helps to loosen up the low back and the hip area. Let's do one more. Come back to a comfortable seated position. Take a nice deep breath in, arms overhead. As you exhale, exhale straight forward, coming onto your hands and knees. To a position we call tabletop in yoga. So in tabletop position, your hands are right under the shoulders. Your knees are right under the hips. Your fingers are spread nice and wide. Maybe curl the fingertips down a little bit if that feels good for you to grip. Nice flat back. Your gaze or your drishti is right down between your hands and slightly off. And let's move into cat and cow. So take a breath in. As you take a breath in, drop the belly. Look up towards the sky. Reach up towards the ceiling with your hips. Press the shoulders back. As you exhale, curl the back under, tuck the hips under, and the chin towards the chest. Pressing against, press the floor away from you as you arch up. So these simple movements, inhaling. Really give yourself time to feel these movements in the body. This is simply loosening up the spine, warming up the spinal fluid. Moving gently through cat and cow. Make sure you're breathing. Breathe nice and deep. With our next exhale, let's move into lion's breath. So stick your tongue out and really sigh with an open mouth with that tongue stretched out. One more like that. Come to a flat back. Take a deep breath in, maybe widen your knees a little more, touch the toes together, the big toes together. And as you exhale, sink the hips back to your heels, moving into child's pose. The arms reach out in front of you, feeling the stretch under the underarm. The forehead rests on your mat, and just continue to let go and allow the hips to sink back towards the heels. Take a few deep breaths in and out here, tuning into your body, noticing how you're feeling. Take a deep breath in, and as you do, lift up out of child's pose, slide your body forward, release the legs to the back, maybe bring them a little closer together to the position we call a upward dog. Okay? Gently bring yourself down to the mat on your belly. Place your hands right in front of you, stacking your palms one on top of another. And just rest your forehead on your palms and just rock your hips from side to side. This should feel good in loosening up the low back. Now lift up a little bit and release your left hand. Then you can rest your forehead back onto your top of your right hand. Bend your left leg at the knee. And with your left arm, reach around and see if you can hold on to that left foot for just a gentle stretch in the front of that left thigh. Pressing that heel into the back of the hip bone. As long as that feels good for you. Keep breathing. And then release, and let's switch to the other side. Bending the right knee, taking the right foot in the right hand, pressing that heel to the back of the hip. And then releasing, resting the forehead back on the stacked palm. And just bend the legs up and down at the knees, just getting some blood into the lower legs. Maybe alternating, that should feel good. And let's leave both feet up, both knees are bent, and just sway the feet from side to side. Again, just a different way to help loosen up the low back. Just allow your legs to kind of move from side to side in whatever manner feels good for you. And then slowing it down, let's place the legs back onto the mat. And move your arms out in front of you into a goalpost position. Okay? And spread the fingers nice and wide. Curl the fingertips under a little bit. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, just gently lift the chest up off of the mat. Now, in yoga, we engage some muscles and release other muscles. So here, what I'm going to ask you to do is to grip the mat with your fingertips and imagine that the skin of the forearms, you could press that into the mat and slide it back towards your body. The rest of your legs, release the legs. You should feel a real gentle stretch in the low back here. This should feel good to you. If by any chance there's any pain, back off of it, come down a little lower. But this is just a real easy pose to gently stretch out the low back. Keep breathing here. With your next exhale, come back down and slide the elbows back towards the rib cage. So we're going to intensify this pose a little bit more. Pressing the elbows into the rib cage. And now my hands are just under the shoulders here. Legs are together. So take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, gently press up into what we call a little cobra pose. Now releasing engagement of the legs here should give you a nice easy stretch in the low back. In this position, take a breath in. As you exhale, press up maybe a little bit more and open, pull that left shoulder back a little bit as you look over that left shoulder. Exhale, turn to the front and come back down and release. Take a nice deep breath in here, pressing the elbows back into the ribs, pressing into the mat as you lift up again. This time, press that right shoulder back, looking over the right shoulder. Just for a little twist and stretch in the neck. Exhaling, coming back down. Reaching your arms out a little bit more in front of you. Take a breath in. Exhaling, press up a little bit higher as long as that feels good to you for upward dog. Okay. In this position, keep breathing. Take a few nice deep breaths here. Release the legs. This should feel good to you in the low back. Like I said before, if it doesn't, just release and come down. You always want to make your yoga practice work for you. Do what works for you. Exhale, come all the way down. Bring your hands back a little bit. Inhale, take an exhale back to tabletop position. And let's do a few things in tabletop position here. Reach out straight in front of you with your right hand. Thumb up towards the ceiling. Extend back, straight back with your left leg. Engage the core here. Don't let the body go out of alignment. Hold the core nice and tight. Reach out farther with your hand. Stretch that left heel, flexing the foot back towards the back wall. Keep breathing. Exhale and release the hands and knee back to the mat. Inhale, extend the left arm straight out in front of you. The left thumb is up towards the ceiling. Press the right leg straight back towards the back wall. Engage the core here. Press back with that right heel. Keep breathing. Your gaze or your drishti is straight down towards the mat between your hands. Exhale and bring it back to the mat. Take an inhale and you reach your right arm and your left out in front of you, your left leg straight behind you. Take a breath in, and when you exhale, let's bring that right elbow to the left knee, squeezing, inhaling, extending, and exhaling, elbow to knee. One more time, nice deep breathing here. And back to tabletop. Take a breath in and out here. And then extend the left arm straight out in front of you, the right foot straight behind you, pressing the heel towards the back wall. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, let's bring that left elbow to the right knee, crunching, curling the whole body. Inhaling, extending. Make it work for you, feel the stretch. Exhaling and crunching. One more time. And back to tabletop. With your next breath in, reach your left hand straight up towards the ceiling, opening that left shoulder and chest. And as you exhale, we're going to thread the needle. We're going to take that left hand and curl it right under the right arm, coming down onto that left shoulder if that feels right for you. Inhaling, bringing it up. And exhaling, threading it under. Getting a nice little stretch in the shoulders and across the top of the back. One more time. This time, remain in this position if it's comfortable for you to do so. And if you want to intensify this position, reach up with your right hand and maybe let it fall behind your back. Opening up that right shoulder, getting a nice stretch in the shoulders. Keep breathing here. Releasing the right hand from the back, bringing it back to the mat, pressing yourself back up into tabletop, and let's try the other side. Inhale, the right arm goes up, and exhale, let it under that left arm. So the right shoulder is down on the mat. Inhale, once again, bring it up, and looping it through. Last time. Inhale, reach nice and high, feel the stretch in the chest. Exhale, thread it through to the other side. Get comfortable there if it works for you. If you've had any shoulder problems, this may not be the move for you. If you want to intensify this, reach up with the left arm, drop it behind the back, opening that left shoulder for 3 breaths in this position. Take moments and notice how these positions feel in your body. Always being loving and kind and gentle. Inhale, release, pressing into the mat, back into tabletop. Take a deep breath in, slide to upward dog. That should feel pretty good. Exhale as you come back, curl the toes under, curl your fingers towards your mat. As we exhale, get ready to lift the hips up towards the ceiling for downward dog. In downward dog, every time you get in this position, check your position. Bring your feet up towards your hands so that you can, maybe you can get your heels flat on the floor. Maybe you can't. That's not necessarily the goal. But get into a comfortable position for you so that your body is in an inverted V-shaped position. Make sure the arms are not too close to the ears. Put extra stress on the shoulders, so we want to keep them nice and far apart. Press back with the hands to create a nice flat back here. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. The head and neck always want to be loose in downward dog. So every time you come to this position, make sure you check your alignment. Check how this position feels in your body. And you'll catch this later when we move through this position a little bit faster. Press back, nice flat back. And let's just take a moment, bend the right knee and bend the left knee. We say we're walking the dog, okay? So do whatever pace feels good for you. Maybe you want to walk your dog slowly. Maybe you want to walk a little quickly. But the idea here is to warm up the calf muscles, get them a little bit loose. And right now, if your wrists start to hurt, you can always come down to your forearms. But with practice, your wrists will get stronger. Walk your feet up towards your hands. Walk your hands back towards your feet. The knees here are soft. The feet are about just a little, maybe a couple inches apart. With our next inhale, we usually say we do lift halfway. And you lift your body about halfway up, lightly touch the shins with the fingertips. Press the shoulders back. Your gaze is straight down at your mat. Take a moment to notice how this feels. Press the hips backwards. Press the crown of the head forward. Make sure the knees are a little bit soft here. With your next exhale, forward fold. Allow the upper body to just fall over wherever it goes. Okay? Bend the knees slightly. And with your next inhale, we circle the arms. We come up slowly. We roll up nice and slow. 1 vertebrae at a time. The arms keep going up overhead. Palms together, maybe a nice little gentle back bend here. And then exhale right down through the center line of the body. Press the thumbs against the sternum or the center of the chest. And just take a moment to notice how you're feeling with the energy going on in your body at this moment. Breathe slowly and deeply. Just taking a moment to tune in.